We're going to bring another guest up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
who
hey,
do you got
listen,
for us, Goss?
I got a guest here today, Edwin Lombard. Edwin A. Lombard III, President and Chief Executive Officer, Edwin Lombard Management LLC, Public Relations and Event Coordination. Mr. Lombard oversees the strategic direction of Edwin Lombard Management LLC. ELM's mission is to create and maintain strategic alliances with major industries, ethnic leadership, and the legislative body in the effect to communicate the needs and concerns of the black community throughout the United States and of the state of California. ELM organizes and educates African Americans, grassroots and grass tops, support and mobilizes ethnic leaders to drive legislation in a positive direction for the benefit of clients' expectations. Lombard has also established a collaborative working relationship with Latino and Asian organizations, forming a minority-majority coalition that works on issues of concern for the benefit of all parties. So now, first of all, welcome to the show,
So glad
Mr.
to be
Lombard.
here. Thank you for having
We're
me.
glad you're here.
I appreciate this.
So now, listen. You said that was a lot. I've only scratched the surface as to who this person really is. So we're going to start by saying, with that all that we said in the opening, tell us who you are once
Okay.
again.
First, let me break that down to its lowest common denominator.
Okay, bite size.
Basically, what I do is I take legislative and regulatory issues that are important to the industries that are being affected by these things.
For instance, give us an example.
Well, like the climate change issue.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
Okay, the big push is, kill off fossil fuels so that, we can all live a better life. It's a great cause. It's definitely something that has to happen. But if we were to pull the plug on fossil fuels right now, the minority community would suffer most.
In what way? That's interesting.
Alternative energy is in its infancy. Mm-hmm. They're just beginning to understand how these things work and how to make it function.
Yes.
To make it valuable to society.
I know exactly where you're going.
When you do that, you're in the infancy stage. Things are extremely expensive. Mm-hmm. And because it's expensive, those folks that live on the coastline, that can afford this stuff, no big deal. I'll, get rid of plastic bags and get rid of this and get me off of fossil fuels. I don't mind paying a little bit more money for my energy.
But it'll be
you go into the inner city and all of a sudden you got grandmothers who ride the bus coming from the grocery store. And for them to carry a handful of plastic bags, it's a lot easier than carrying a paper bag. And you can carry way more stuff. Mm-hmm. For them to have to add another few dollars to their energy bill every month, that means less food that they have in the house.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's a great cause. It's something that has to happen. But I believe that if you allow things to happen in the time that it's supposed to happen in, it's going to happen anyway because that's the future. But why force the future when it's going to come anyway?
You're also saying that we would be the last to be affected. It's going to be a long time before we can do without the fossil fuels. We still need certain things that
have to have
the people on the hill can.
Okay.
So they can get away without having it.
Yeah. So in essence, what I do
is that you take an issue like that.
Yes.
And then what do you do with that issue?
Well, I go to the legislative body when there's a vote on these types of issues, and I want to before they even vote on it, I gather groups of people from the communities of these legislators that understand this issue and have been educated on it, and we go and we have a conversation with them, and we say, Assemblyman or Senator so-and-so, we're from your district, and this is how we feel about this issue. Okay. That way, when he's voting, he's representing those people
in that neighborhood.
Right.
You
so
understand?
you give a voice to that issue.
Yes, and before he gets a chance to play politics. Okay, so that's what I do. I try to make sure that the minority community has a voice at the table when it comes to issues that are going to affect us.
Okay, very cool.
Okay.
You spend a lot of time at the Capitol then.
At the Capitol with the Capitol type folks and all that.
Yeah, I spend more time in restaurants and bars and
golf courses.
Yeah.
So the peripheral.
Off the beaten path.
the periphery of the Capitol.
when the real work is done.
Okay, that sounds like a very glamorous job, man. I think
don't know about
wanna-
Oh, well,
glamorous.
hold, you know, it gets better. It gets better.
Okay, well, eat a lot.
Oh yeah. So he's also he resides now in Roseville. He's from New Orleans originally.
Yes,
He
right,
came
Nolans.
From Nolans. He was born in Nolans, but he came to L.A.
Yes,
and then from L.A. he came this way.
right.
Okay, but he is a member of the Black Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
He's a member of the Black Business Association, the NAACP, Urban League. So he's got his hand in all these different organizations that are here in Sacramento.
Awesome.
Okay, he came from the South Central Los Angeles area.
When it used to be called Watts.
Watts, South Central.
Right. The real South
The
Central.
real South Central.
NWA. Huh?
NWA
Yeah.
with no attitudes or with attitudes in stereo.
Well, put it like this. When I was in South Central Los Angeles, it was during the time that these young men spoke about in the lyrics that they rapped.
Right.
Right. They were talking about the times when I was growing up. I lived in a
Okay, stop.
neighborhood.
Don't say
Well,
nothing.
let me finish. I
ahead.
lived in a neighborhood. I grew up on 104th and Figueroa.
Okay.
All right.
He's gonna let it out.
That's right between Washington High School and Locke High School.
Okay.
Not too far from Jordan and Manual Arts. And my boyhood friends were two guys. One named Alfred Coward. He was known as Blackie.
Yes.
Another one named Raymond Cook. And they called him Cooks.
And they were the infamous.
These guys were best friends with the guys who created the Crips.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Okay.
These were my boyhood friends. I mean, we used to just hang out in the neighborhood and stuff, and one thing led to another, and they got involved with a different side of the society than I did, and they wound up being leaders of one of the most infamous gangs in the world. Whereas I have 6 younger brothers.
Okay.
I have 5 cousins that live down the street from me. I had 4 other cousins that lived around the corner from me.
So y'all
you
had
put
your
us
own
all
gang.
together.
That's your own
We had a
gang.
gang.
It's a family affair.
The thing was, we were not, trying to do harm to people, but because there were so many of us, no one would bother us.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a
Yeah.
question, though. This is the question that I always have inside my head, and I'm thinking, there's a lot of people out here. We all have choices. So you hung out with someone who was notoriously involved with making this Crip thing happen. What makes you decide not to travel down that road? How do you find the will, the strength, the power it takes for you to be in an environment like that and then still say, no, I'm not going to get caught up?
There's one and only one reason.
Okay. Is it start with an M?
That's my dad.
Okay, I thought it was an M or a D.
Oh.
That's my dad.
Mama or daddy?
Okay. My dad was a tremendous man. He had 2 daughters and 7 sons.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of potency there. Huh?
And my dad was the type of guy that he got up in the morning before the sun rose, and he didn't come home until late at night. And
wow.
when we were in New Orleans growing up, my dad used to leave on Monday and sometimes wouldn't get back until Wednesday because he would leave job as a cement mason working construction all day, and then he would go down to the docks and he would haul bananas off a banana boat. And then he would leave that banana boat job and go back to the construction job, and he'd work until he couldn't work no more. Then he'd come home.
Well, you got all those kids. You got to feed them.
And he believed in taking care of his own.
Yeah.
So
He
taught me things. And then I had a grandfather that was my grandfather was from the street. He was hard. Right. My grandfather was a womanizer. He was an alcoholic. He was a gambler, and he did all the things that my dad didn't do. But my grandfather was wise. He taught me certain things too, but he also taught me some things not to do. So I had the best of both worlds.
Okay.
And because of that, when it came time to make choices, I was the oldest of the 7 boys. And one thing my dad told me was, son, you have to go out and do it right, because however you do it, the rest of them are going to do it.
Okay.
So he said, I need you
Follow
to go
the
out
leader.
there and do the right thing.
So how did How did that turn out? How'd your other siblings turn out?
Oh, my brothers are awesome. They're all incredible men. They're all men of God. They're all family men, and they take care of their kids and they do what they're supposed to do. So it all worked out well.
So how did you end up in the field that you're in right now?
Okay, now here we go.
Wait. This is where the drum
How do you
roll
end up
come.
from Watts
Hold
to the
on
Capitol?
for a minute. Wait, hold on. I gotta say this. Could I say it? Let me just say this. I've worked with Lombard LLC for the last few years as a photographer for them.
Amen.
Okay, they have given me opportunity to do some things that I think have been some of the highlights of my career as a creative person. But in being around them, we've had conversations. And in having these conversations, see, this brother started talking, but he didn't go all the way back for you, Lawrence.
Okay, we gonna do that.
Yeah, I'm going here.
Is this your life?
This is your life.
Okay. All right. Coming out this door.
When Mr. Edwin was in high school,
Yes.
he was one of the original locker dancers.
Okay.
You know, the rerunning them?
Okay, yeah.
He was one of the originals.
Okay.
He was the creator. He was one of the creators of the dance group known as the Go-Go Brothers.
Yeah.
And he was also a regular on Soul Train. So
Really?
he was
So
a
you
big
have
part.
skills.
So true.
So
You have
wait,
dance
wait,
skills
wait,
then.
wait,
Used to.
Wait a minute, hold on for a minute. He said used to. Edwin began his professional career as an account representative. How do you say that? Moultrie Accountancy Corporation. At the time, the largest black-owned and the third largest business management firm in the world.
Yeah.
Edwin provided business management services for clients such as The Temptations, Prince, The Jacksons, Louis Gossett Jr., Ray Parker Brown Jr., Mickey Howard, and a host of others. It was here, working under some of the top business managers in entertainment industry, that Edwin developed them personal skills that we sitting here talking about.
Yeah.
In June of 1989, Edwin, along with Joseph, say his name,
De Oliveira.
established DeLome Professional Management Incorporated, a business management firm. DeLome served clients such as The Temptations, Soul to Soul, Tavis Smiley, Dr. Clarence Shields, the LA Rams team doctor, Mickey Howard, Louis Gossett Jr., among others. DeLome was the official ballot counter of the NAAC Image Awards for 3 years running. Yeah. So now,
a ballot counter.
This brother here got more hats than I got.
Okay. Let me go
you
back.
Go with
Let me
that.
go back for you.
That early years sound like you dancing and stuff.
So I attended a very small all-boys Catholic high school in Los Angeles called Verbum Dei High School.
Okay.
Okay. My graduating class was 26 people.
Wow.
Okay. While in high school, back in the late 60s, early 70s, Soul Train was the big thing, right? So me and a good friend of mine, now I was 16 years old, me and a good friend of mine, a guy named Tony Lewis, we wanted to be on Soul Train, and we realized that the only way we was going to ever be on Soul Train was we had to develop certain dance skills.
Okay.
And we also had to figure out where the secret place was where you go and interview for the show, because you had
So you had to develop certain dance skills.
Well, yeah, because you couldn't just be an average dancer and get on Soul Train.
Okay,
you
all
had
right.
to be seen.
You had to have some skills.
I kind of foresee a flash dance montage coming up.
No, this is what we found out where Don Cornelius used to go and pluck his talent, right? It was a nightclub called the Citadel on Hollywood Boulevard, and he would go there on Wednesday nights.
So wait a minute. It was a
Was y'all
secret.
stalking him?
No.
They were stalking the secret place.
Oh, they was investigating.
find out.
Investigated, had to find
So they
out
was
where they had to
investigating.
go.
So
Get
y'all
in.
had like a Soul Train detective
That's right.
thing happening.
Well, we had
Okay.
a friend who was on the show, and he said, "Okay, this is the deal." So we're 16, right? Now my dad was
big goals,
my
huh?
dad was cool. He said, "Look, son, you got to get out there and figure this thing out, because I can't tell you what to do and how to do it." So I asked him. I said, "Is it cool for me to go out to do this thing on Wednesday night?" Now it's a school night, all right? It's close to summertime, so he said, "No, man, go on, y'all go do your thing." So we used to go to the Citadel on Wednesday nights, fake ID and everything, and we get it into this place. And the first time we went,
So where did y'all get the fake ID?
I can't go there.
If I
can't
tell you
go
that, I
there.
have to kill you.
I can't go there. But anyway, so the secret was you get to the club before 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Because the club was free before 9. Okay. And ain't nobody in the club. The bouncers are not there bothering nobody. You walk up to the gate. There's the girl who was taking the IDs, right? You put the eye on her.
Okay.
And she ain't paying attention to the numbers.
Did you hear that? You put the eye on her.
What does the eye on her mean?
Well, you act like you're trying to make a move. She's so busy watching you, she's not paying attention to your ID.
But
you in the club.
You was a brave 16-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I grew up in L.A.
Put an eye on her.
Hey,
Put an eye on her.
I grew up in L.A.
Frankie Catalina.
Okay.
So you get in the club. And
what's up, funky mama?
You know, we practicing our dance moves and stuff. We getting ready, thinking Don Cornelius gonna come in there and check us out. All of a sudden, here comes this group of guys, right? They dressed in these crazy outfits and stuff.
Was they wearing bell bottoms and stuff like that?
No,
they was
had
wearing
suspenders and knickerbockers.
Knickers and suspenders.
And crazy socks and them big Apple Jacks.
And them hats and stuff, man. And they were doing this dance, and I was like, whoa.
They came in walking in doing the dance?
Yeah. I mean, look, these dudes, they own the joint. They walked in the place and it just opened up to them. They did whatever they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sitting here watching these guys and I'm watching how the crowd is reacting. And it's Don Campbell. This guy named Greg Pope, who was Campbell Jr. This other guy that we used to call Fluky. Right? And this guy named Shabadoo. So it's four of them. The original.
You know that was some love. Shabadoo.
Yeah. Not Shabadoo who played in the movies and stuff. He came along later.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, these guys are in the club, they're doing their thing, and me and my friend Tony, we sitting there, mouths gapped open, we're like, dude, that's it.
Yeah.
We got to be a part of that. We became friends with Greg Campbell Jr. and we learned how to do the dance. And which
dance did you learn how to do?
Well, the Campbell lock.
There was
See, everybody calls it locking, but it's the Campbell lock because Don Campbell created it.
Oh. Okay? I wish I had a camera so y'all could see me locking.
Is it pop locking or
no? Popping and all that stuff came way later.
After.
Way late.
So what's the Camel lock?
It's when you do the lock.
Oh, okay, kind of like what's that dude off of the show? What's that show?
Rerun.
The Rerun, right?
Yeah, Rerun. That's Fred Barry.
He's doing the Camel lock.
Fred went to school with us.
That's it.
Fred went to school with us. So that's where the whole locking thing. Tony and we started dancing with those guys, and we created our own dance routines. Now, we were the only ones that were doing synchronized dance routines. And we had this thing that we used to do, and we would go double speed.
Let me ask you this real quick. So, did you ever walk into a club and start and just break out dancing like they did, or
dude, it was like
it was on.
Let me tell you like this: once we got into the locking thing, there wasn't a club we couldn't go to and just walk in the club.
But did they all know you were 16?
They didn't care.
Oh, and that's how he could do that. He was a part of the group.
I was an original locker who danced on Soul Train, so they didn't even stop me at the door. It was like
so you didn't even have to put the eye on nobody no more.
Nobody, man. They would just part the crowd and shit, let them in. We danced on tables. We danced on the bar. We did whatever we wanted to do because we were the lockers.
That's it.
Okay.
All right.
That's awesome. But
what was cool
that's the crazy part. To see him in his world today.
Yes, whole nother thing.
And then,
so was you wearing knickers too?
No, we wore knickers, striped socks,
rainbow striped socks,
shoes that matched, suspenders, the big
Apple Jacks.
Well, not the Apple Jacks.
They were actually a really big one. They were Apple.
Yeah, I forget what we called
Apple cakes.
But man, look, people would see us coming and they would be like, "Oh, the lockers are here." And like I say, we didn't pay to get in no clubs.
So this is in Watts?
We danced and everything.
They went beyond Watts
in Hollywood and in West LA, down in Orange County. And, speaking of Orange County, we used to go to dance contests. So was y'all making money doing this? We used to go to dance contests every night. We would win first, second, third place in all the dance contests.
First, second, and third place.
And we would just put our money together and then split the money up. And that's how we made money.
So y'all would dance separately in little groups and then come together as one. Y'all was doing like a parliament.
So there was no paper route for you.
No.
You went beyond paper route to make money.
No, it wasn't no paper route.
Okay. How much money did you pull in?
I don't remember, man. We were just having fun.
It was a
We were
great
just
time.
kids having fun.
It was a great time.
You know.
You know.
So the locking thing. Friend Tony Lewis, who was my go-go brother, he lives in Japan now. He has 2 sons that are locking, doing the
probably
stuff that we used
Japanese
to do.
locking.
Now Tony and I are 60.
Yeah.
Tony's still locking.
See.
Tony goes all over the world judging dance contests,
Okay. Right.
putting on clinics and stuff, along with my good friend James Higgins. We called him Skeeter Rabbit, and he's an OG
These names.
locker also.
Skeeter Rabbit.
But these boys, they just did a big thing in Paris.
Well, the whole culture, the locking,
Oh,
the
yeah.
popping,
Brazil,
the graffiti
these
and
boys are
stuff.
still doing
all
this
over the
stuff.
world, people are doing it big time.
Oh, it's
They're doing it
huge.
more there than they're doing it here.
Huge.
So do you still got moves now? Can you still do it now?
I
or?
did say that I'm 60.
They
got-
still doing it?
But he got some slight moves.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You like
I'm sorry, my back
Okay.
won't let me do
Tell
that
him.
anymore.
okay.
He just cooler now.
No, I don't do that. So now check this out.
Okay,
So,
Google
Google
Brothers.
the Go-Go
He
Brothers.
has.
I'm
no,
telling y'all, we had
there's
TV.
a
we
website
could
called
see.
Locker Legends.
Locker Legends.
And
I'm
you
going there
can
as soon as
find
I
out
get
everything
home.
you wanna know about
Wait a
that.
minute, I'm
Do you
going
have a
there right
YouTube
now.
of you, or is there a YouTube out there of
I
you?
don't know about that.
I'm going to Google right now. Google the Locker Legends.
Okay.
No, the Go-Go Brothers.
yeah.
Which one's the best one, Go-Go or Google?
Either way, it's all
No,
gonna
the
come
Go-Go
up.
Brothers. That's their name.
It'll all
Go-Go
come
Brothers
up.
on Google.
It'll all come up.
Right.
So that was me growing up.
So what was the transition?
Well, the transition was I've always been an entrepreneur. So
Entrepreneur.
dancing on Soul Train and all of that stuff, that was cool. That brought notoriety. But then the next thing was we started throwing dances, right?
Oh, okay. Your
we
own
go.
dances.
Yeah, we started throwing dances
Okay.
and collect, getting people to pay to come to the dances and making money. And then I got together with a dear friend of mine. His name is Roland Wirt. If you go to LA and you ask just about anybody about Roland Wirt, everybody knows Roland. Roland and I used to run a nightclub called the Golden Tail, and we used to do all of Magic Johnson's birthday parties. And whenever the NBA would come to town to play the Lakers after the game, they'd come to the Golden Tail. That's how big that club was.
Is this
Tail.
pre-HIV or post-HIV?
Oh, this is when Magic was just getting to the Lakers. He
Oh,
was just
okay.
a kid. He was just a kid.
Okay.
So did that for a long time. At the same time, I started working for Fred Moultrie and, working with all those different artists. I can say that I sang on the stage of Caesar's Palace with the Temptations.
You sang on stage.
Sang on stage, My Girl with the Temptations at Caesar's Palace.
Can we get a note?
No, I don't do that no more either.
He don't do nothing no more.
My life completely changed.
All he do now is make money. That's all he do right now.
So I went on tour. I went on tour with the group Soul to Soul out of London.
Wait. Since you went to group on Soul to Soul out of London,
Maybe y'all should get
were you,
together.
No. Were you with them in Oakland when they came to Oakland?
Yes, I brought them to Oakland.
Well, let me tell you something about the show at Oakland, y'all. Soul to Soul probably only appeared in California one time.
Yeah, that was
and they
it.
came to Oakland. And they put on a show that has been the, what do you call it?
Pinnacle?
No, this show was like so over the top. I haven't seen nothing like it. We went into this auditorium. The only seats in the place was in the balcony.
That's right.
The first floor was laid out that it was a dance floor. They put on a show. In the show was a fashion show. In the show was also an art show.
Yes.
So they had paintings larger than the whole stage. And then when once the song got finished, the painting would drop to the floor, and then maybe models would come out and model. But this Soul to Soul was over the top. And I almost cried when they didn't do it no more, and I was there, and that was probably one of the
said
most
you almost-
amazing.
you said
I
you
cried
cried.
when Soul to Soul stopped. And I'm telling no, listen, I'm gonna tell you why I'm saying what I'm saying.